All right. I don't know if anybody's in here. I can't even see. So what's going on, Dusty?
What's happening, man? Been a long
Nothing.
time, a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a busy time to be me.
Yeah.
Um, so we did a kind of a whirlwind tour. We left Indiana and we went to Gatlinburg for the weekend. We did a long weekend in Gatlinburg. Then we drove to Orlando. We went to the NAFEM show. So if people don't know, NAFEM show, I think it stands for North American Association of Food Equipment Manufacturers or something. Um, it's geared all towards commercial kitchen equipment. So there was no, HVAC stuff like that. And then so we were there till Saturday. Then we drove to Atlanta and we went to the HVAC Tactical Awards, and then we
Mm.
went to AHR for 3 days, and we came home on that Thursday. And then I last week I had training all week. I did truck inventory. I did training. I ran a few calls, but it's been a while since we've got to hang out and just talk. So I figured we could just catch up, and
Yeah.
you can ask questions about NAFM or HR because you didn't go either one of them.
I did not this year. I plan on going to at least one of them next year. I'm trying
AH,
to decide like if it's NAFM or AHR for me.
well,
So,
NAFM's only every other year, so we won't have one
oh,
next year.
okay,
So it's
we'll have a
AHR, and
choice.
it's in Chicago, so it's a little closer.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and get our hotel room booked. That hotel connects to the convention center, so we can just walk over there and stuff. So, but
I'll
it was
probably do
a
that then.
it was a crazy time. So NAFM, this is the first time I've been to NAFM. Like I said, I just started doing like the trade show circuit last year. I started
Mm.
off with AHR in the winter, and then I went to NRA, and then I went to FESA. And then, so this year was the first year NAFA's been around, I think, for like 4 years because I think it got shut down because of COVID. But it was cool, man. It was all the new equipment for kitchens. Everybody had their new stuff they were unveiling. A lot of robots.
Hmm.
That's going to be the thing, I think, kind of moving forward. It's going to be robots. So look forward to working on that kind of stuff. It's going to be a little
Yeah.
different than what we're normally used to, but I mean, it's just motors and servos and belts and switches. I mean, just like everything else we work on. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool to start working on that kind of stuff. So we'll see what's rolling out. There's a company out there now that has some stuff in testing at Inspired Branch, which is like Buffalo Wild Wings, Arby's. There's a few concepts they have, but they're running the robot arms pretty hard for the fryers. So I don't know.
Are they just like basket lifts? Is that what it is, or is it?
There's different versions, but like I'm not sure what the one for Inspire Brands is. I know it picks it up and dumps it, so it's hard saying exactly what it is. I haven't truly seen that one. I just heard stories about it. So Tosa, if you don't know what Tosa is, the company that makes equipment. They had a pretty huge booth. They had their new combi line, which hasn't even been in production yet. They had a couple test units there they were running. Um, they had all their other stuff, their coolers, and freezers, ice machines, but they also had a bank of fryers, and they had a robot. And it literally that robot was running nonstop. I put a video up about it, but it
Mm.
it would slide it underneath next to a freezer, and the freezer was calibrated where it dumped a certain amount of weight of fries into the basket, and it'd take the basket over to the fryer. It'd dip it in the fryer, it'd shake them and stir them so they wouldn't stick, and
Mm.
then it'd let go of that basket and it'd take another basket and it'd dump it into the fry hopper where you store cooked fries, and then it'd take
Mm.
that basket back and fill it with fries and dump it in. It's just a continuous cycle, man. That thing was just pumping fries out all day long for 3 days.
That's why. Is it huge? Is it like a big setup, or is it just pretty?
No, it's a freezer to the left, and it was like a bank of 2 or 3 fryers, and then on
Mhm.
the right of that was the fry dump station. Like the holding station where they dump their fries. We see
Yeah.
every day in our line of work. So it
Mm.
was pretty cool. It was stealing the show. I mean, that's for sure. They had a line there, and plus it was all the fries you could drink. So I mean, all the fries you could drink, all the fries you could eat. Um, so it was pretty cool. They also had a walk-in cooler. It was a small, self-contained walk-in cooler. Actually had a variable speed system on it, set up on it.
Mm.
It was different. So
I
I
think
mean,
you're
there's a
gonna
lot of
start
cool
to.
stuff.
You're probably gonna start to see variable speed a lot more on refrigeration equipment. I would imagine. I mean, if it's not already there, it's probably already in testing. And I think Bali has some lines that are variable speed, so
Yeah,
we're
it's
probably
it's
leaning
def
that way.
Yeah, it's definitely coming just because they have to squeeze all the energy savings they can. So you're going to start seeing
Mm.
the variable speed compressors and stuff like that to try to squeak a little more energy savings out of them. And it's hard telling. So, I mean, we're going to have to figure it out. It looked like a mini split condensing unit up on this thing, dude.
Did
That's
it really?
exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it had a drop through evaporator on top. It was just a little bitty walk in. It was pretty cool. It was leaking water at the time, so I don't know what's going on with that. But hey, I wasn't here to judge.
What was the thing you posted on Instagram? It was like the automated like drive-through system.
So there was two of those there. Frankie had one, and Tunes had one, and it's a like a drive-through extender, so you could like run a double lane. And that thing was sweet because you could literally. I stole the video of inside. I wanted to see my GoPro through, but I'm too shy to ask. I need to do it, but it's a drive-through extender. So say if you want to do a double drive-through window instead of you can do the double drive-through order things, but now they're doing double drive-through window. So say you have an outside lane, you can put the food in there. It goes up, it goes across, and then it comes down. But the thing is, it senses like how high your window is for your car, and it automatically adjusts. So, and then it sticks food out and give it to you.
That's crazy. I watched that video and I was trying to wrap my head around what the heck it was doing.
Yeah,
But I mean
just
that's
a
pretty neat
shuttle.
though. Yeah,
The shuttle goes up, over, and then down, and dumps food out.
it's just kind of like those bank distributors, like because if
Yeah.
you're in this far lane, it'll shoot that thing. Pretty much same concept, but that's kind of genius to put it. I mean, it's probably insanely expensive, but if you need it, you need it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Someone will end up with it. The Frankie one was a little different. It was just like a belt that had like an arm on it, and like the weight of the product just kept it level, and it just went up over, and it was like a big loop. I think I got a video of it somewhere. I should post it. But it was the same concept, just an extension, so you get two lanes instead of one. And then they also Antunes also had so I don't know if you ever worked on Antunes bun toaster. So they actually had an automated one, like you just pushed a button. So instead of your buns being in like a pillow pack, they call it, they were in sleeves. And you push a button, and it'd cycle through that bun, and then it'd take a bun out of the sleeve and put it to the back, and then it went down to a little piece of split the bun. If the bun didn't split right, it'd dump it out in the back. If the bun split right, it'd push it over, and it'd actually come through the conveyor, and toast it, split it out to their side. So it was like completely hands free. You just like you could push the button, or they're gonna have it set up to where, say, someone orders a Big Mac, it's gonna likely grab the Big Mac bun or the quarter bun. So that kind of stuff. So we got some people in here. We got Kitchen Cowboy. So you saw the video of the toast arms. Seems like they would have branded it differently based on the quality of the equipment they currently put out. Yeah, I'm not gonna bash that. I'm not gonna disagree or agree with that. But yeah, I'm kind of not impressed with the stuff I've seen. Alexander Figueroa says Gree and Mr. Cooler had walk-in inverter units. Yeah, I seen Mr. Cool had that like DIY setup for a walk-in cooler, which is, I mean, it's gonna be fun to work on.
Yeah, it's a Mr. Cool, like the same as that makes those.
Yeah, it's Mr. Cool. Yeah, 20,000 BTU medium temp, and I think I forget how many BTUs. They do a low temp box, but it's pretty small stuff. We got Adrian in the house, reliable HVACR. I met Adrian at AHR. It was cool to meet him finally. Adrian's a great dude, man. Pumps out all kinds of great content.
I think if my memory is certain, didn't he just do a podcast with maybe it's not the same guy.
He was on
Chris. Yeah, Chris.
He was on Chris's live stream Monday night.
Okay, yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah, I caught the beginning of it and I went to bed.
Yeah.
I'm up at like 4 in the morning, so I try to go to bed by like 9 because I don't want to be dragging all day.
Yeah. 4 a.m. man. What time do you get going? Because I know you do your morning routine, but what do you?
Anywhere
first
between
job
5,
6 a.m.
No, I get up, I get ready. I get up, I take a shower, I go work out. So generally, I try to leave about 5:45, 6 o'clock. I try to get my first job by 7. If I can get in earlier, I'll get in earlier. I'm just a morning person in general, man.
I wish we had more customers that let us get in early. But a lot of us are like 8:30, 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock. I mean, it's kind of cuts into your day because you got to start an hour later.
Yeah, I try to find somewhere I can start early. I just kind of pick and choose what I do at that point. I've got customers. Like I got a customer tomorrow says, "Oh, we don't get there till 10." Well, she's like, "Oh, you can start at 10." I was like, "The hell I am." Like, you're finding me something else to do.
Yeah, no way. That's what for you. 3 hours, 4 hours that you could be working.
Yeah. So
Well, I guess the Tactical Awards. You get nominated for anything there?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy, man. That was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Um, the Tactical Awards, if anybody doesn't know, check it out and make sure you're going next year. When those tickets come for sale, buy them as soon as you can because it's going to sell out again. Um, so I went last year in Vegas. It was 100 people. We were crammed in a pretty small room at in the back of Maggiano's or Buca I think it was Maggiano's, and it was a blast. I met a lot of cool people. I always tell the story that I sat down and across the table was Eric Ani and Andy Mickelson, and I was like fanboying and like freaking out. So when as soon as I knew things were coming on for this year, I asked. I tried getting Ben to tell me who I was sitting with, and he wouldn't tell me. I was like, "Come on, man!" So, but no, we went this year, and it was a blast. I knew I was nominated because he called and asked me how I went, but my name Pat or Patrick. So I told him Pat, and he's like, he did tell me I was nominated, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know what for, what category, anything, and so we're sitting there chilling, and you get there, and it was a whole red carpet experience, man. Like they're taking pictures, they're doing interviews. Had like had a bar. You got drink tokens. You got a couple drinks. Had like a little mingle, happy hour, whatever. You got to hang out and talk, and then went in the other room. We had dinner. It was a seated dinner. They plated. Brought your food out. It was cool. It was black tie, so I'm not gonna wear a tux. Well, maybe next year I'll wear a tux, but I wore my lucky suit jacket and hat. That thing's undefeated right now, so I may have to retire that. So
back to back, man.
Yeah. So we sat down, we ate dinner, and then they started the awards. And I sat at the table with Vader the plumber, HVAC doctor Matt Waxer. He's a good friend of mine. I sat at the table with him. We had a pretty decent little group at our table. We're going through some awards. Matt won an award, first, and then we're sitting there seeing what the next category is. It was best social media content, and Chris Stevens was giving it away. And I had literally ate dinner with Chris Stevens the night before. Myself and my wife, we went out to eat, and we had a great conversation. We were together like 4 or 5 hours, just drinking and eating and just having a good time. He gets up there and he does his little speech, and then the first couple guys come across, and all of a sudden I see these 2 ice machines. I was like, holy shit, that's my video. I was like, no way. And then it flashed over that school with the walk-in freezer door with broken head screwdriver in. And it was crazy. I was like, well, okay, no, I'm nominated for. There's no way I beat, Jamie. And then Chris Stevens opened the envelope, and he looks at me, and he looks back down, and I was like, oh, hell no. He said my name. I was like, oh my God, dude, it was so unexpected. And I still don't know how I won, man. It was just cool. It was an awesome experience. But like I said, man, if you want to be nominated, I mean, people nominate people. So if you're unhappy with who won or who was nominated, you gotta throw people's names out there. He opens it up, for suggestions, and then you nominate your friends or whoever you think's deserving, and it goes from there. So
that's wild, man. That's a big category too, because I mean the stuff that everybody's putting out on social media.
Yeah, the only thing I think of is just because I put something out every day, and I put it everywhere. It's on. I put it on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, HVAC Know It All, Trade Hounds. I mean, it's everywhere. Twitter. I just blast it out everywhere. It's a job and a half on self, but I mean, I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, so. I mean, it pays off. That's a lot of work, and people don't realize how much work that really is. Yeah. Because like I hardly post. Like I'm always like, I want to do more. I want to put more out there. But like once you even get into it, you're like, man, I got to do this and take a picture of this, and like, oh, I should have recorded. Like I was telling you the other day, I do so much stuff. I'm like, damn, I should have recorded that. And then you miss that on content because you don't think about it. You're just in your swing of the day. So I mean, it's a big commitment, I think, to do it and just keep stuff, pumping stuff out like that.
Yeah. So Adrian said Ben was trying to be sneaky with everything. Yeah, he kept it tight-lipped and kept a wrap on it. So it was definitely cool. Alexander Figueroa, he got a set with Dave and Roberto from PHEC. Boy, but that was a loud table. Roberto he is wound up, man. He's a great guy, but he is a mile a minute all day long. So, but
is that the guy who refereed the press competition?
That freaking whistle, dude. He blew that right in our faces, and I was ready to shove it down his throat, dude. I was like, who gave this dude a whistle? Why would you do that? that he would not stop with that whistle. So
And
that's
I'll
how it
follow him on
started.
Instagram.
Do you? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a bunch of stuff going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, all day, all night, same energy, dude. I don't know how he does it, man. He's crazy. So that's how it started. Was with the tactical awards. I won the award. Hung out, had a great time, went back, and Monday morning got there bright and early at the show. HR. I had a press pass because I got a press pass for doing the podcast and stuff, so I got to go in a little early. The first day you can't record or film anything till 10 o'clock, just because there's some companies that have their new stuff and they want to unveil it there. So there's some stuff you couldn't film, and then pretty much toured the show. Last year I did it differently. I just tried to see everything, and this year I had a script. I wanted to go to Klein. I wanted to go to Viega. I was at Vega a bunch. I was at Vega or Viega. I always say it wrong. I was at RLS a bunch. I had the RLS press competition, which was cool. So
Mhm.
I had 2 days, 3 teams each day, um, and they had just a template for RLS, and you had to press it all together. And I was trying to be all proper and reaming it proper and everything else. The other guys were like one quick ring,
Yeah.
in and out and done. I was doing like 4 or 5 times trying to make it nice, So we came in second. Um, it was it was fun. But my Canadian friend, he was talking a bunch of crap, and so we had Shaw of HVAC Life 101 just giving us hell because Jay talked shit, and then Shaw was talking crap for 2 days straight, and he got beat too. So I didn't feel too bad.
Who else was team? It was you. Were you a team captain?
Yeah, I was a team captain, so I had HVACJ and HVAC Doctor, so
Mm.
2 Canadian guys. So I brought down the A team,
There you go.
team. So
The A team.
yeah, the A team. And then let's see, it was Jamie, and then I forget who all was captains. But it was a blast. And then the second day they had a top secret captain. They wouldn't say who it was. And I tried. I was beating up Paul. I was hitting up Jessica, trying to see who it was, and they wouldn't spill the beans. And it ended up being Lance from Solderweld.
Oh dang.
So he
Yeah.
was the captain on the second day, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Does he press? Does he have, or is
No,
he just
no,
sours? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's his
He's a
livelihood.
brace guy.
Yeah, his brazing stuff. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But it was a blast. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to do at AHR. Dude, there's competitions at Hillmore. There's all kinds of tools you can try out and demo. It's just you got to get around.
Yeah. I think I'm
You
gonna go next year.
let me know, man. We'll set something up. I'm gonna try to record next year on the live again.
Mm.
That was something else I did at AHR. I managed to get a spot on the podcast pavilion, and I'm very thankful to have a spot because I had no idea what sign-ups were or anything else. So
Hmm.
my spot was on Wednesday, which is the last day of the show at 2 o'clock, which is pretty late towards the end of the show.
Hmm.
I had to edit it out, but I sat down and I started talking, the Colton Viking pipe fitter, and I was like, "Yeah, I was like, we got a great studio audience here of 5 people, and one of them's Becca, and one of them's my wife." I said, "There's 2 people that just want to sit down in the back." So it was fun, but me and Colton's talked about how he became a pipe fitter historian and how he worked into Vega and what he does there, and Vega does a lot of cool stuff for the trades. Um,
Hmm.
and they walk the kids around. So another thing they do at HR is they bring in high school kids that want to get into trades. And they walk around to all these manufacturers. They show them tools. They show them equipment. They show them. I mean, they were in the booth for Oviedo
Hmm.
getting a tour. I mean, it was cool. They let them press stuff. It's a pretty cool thing. So I'm thinking about trying to get involved with that next year. Just to try to show like our side of it.
Hmm.
Being the kitchen side, it's a little different, but we're still part of the trade. We're just a different avenue or a different section of it. So
Exactly. And I think like involvement, like going to trade shows and social media itself, it's like it's a different trade, but it's not really too far off. I mean, like it's like, we're working with gas and electric, like we both heat stuff, we both cool stuff. Like we kind of do everything similar-ish. It's just done in a different process. So I think there's a pretty good merger, man. I think you're like a George Washington on this merger, bringing them
yeah,
together. So
I just try to do everything I can, man. I have ADHD, and my
mhm.
career suits me pretty well because I'm always working on something different every day. So
Yeah,
I mean,
same here, man.
well, I mean, look at it. Some days we're dealing with electric. We're doing electric heat strips, or we're doing electric elements, or wiring up equipment. And we're doing the refrigeration side of it. Or I still work on a rooftop unit occasionally. We do everything. Plumbing up filtration, plumbing up water lines, plumbing up drains, plumbing up faucets and stuff, dish machines. It's always something, and it's always a skill. It's just that we just kind of do all of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard if you want to be like really good at all of it. And our side of it, it takes a lot of work. You can't just work on it. You got to actually, try to figure it out, try to learn more. I'm always reading. I'm always watching those YouTube videos. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always trying to better myself. And it goes a long ways.
Yeah. And that's another thing too with like the kitchen stuff, like just mainly the hot side. There's not really a whole lot of content creators or stuff on YouTube where you can go see. There's a couple. I think when I first got into it, there was your stuff, and then was it Refrigeration Kitchen EQ Tech? He puts out some stuff.
He went away for a little bit, but he just came back I think last week with a vengeance. So we'll see. He said he was going to go to AHR, and then he never went because I was talking to him when I went. I was talking to him about Sefesa stuff, and and they messaged me. And we were talking then. And I was hoping he would come down, but he kind of just like disappeared, and he just popped back up last week. So that's kind of good to see.
Yeah.
But there's like a couple of guys putting stuff out, but not a whole lot. I used to follow Windy City Equipment. They used to do a lot more like repair stuff, and they don't really do much of it anymore.
Oh, I think I follow their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It kind of does like basic thermostat calibration and stuff like that. So I watched plenty of that stuff, but it looks like they kind of just dropped off a few years ago. And
he has a podcast, and he does a bunch of stuff now. He's kind of everywhere.
Okay.
I'm actually going to do his podcast next week. Josh Zolan. He's a real good guy.
Is that the main guy in the videos that does the walkthroughs and stuff?
I'm not sure if it was Josh or not. I have to go back and look. I haven't watched it in a while. Josh Zolan's the owner.
Okay.
So he's a Sefesa board member. He hosts Blue is the New Black. No, yeah, Blue is the New White. Sorry, podcast. So it's about how you can be blue collar and make white collar money.
Yeah.
So he really highlights the technicians and stuff like that, and all different trades. So it's cool.
I have to check that out. Yeah, I didn't know he was doing a podcast. So.
Yep. Kitchen Cowboy says, yeah, that's Josh from like 4 years ago. That's what I thought. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while since I watched any of his videos, but he's a really cool dude, man.
So next year it's in AHR's in Chicago?
Yep.
Okay.
You go ahead and request your time off.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's February probably as well.
Oh, that's what the date's already up. So
okay, I'll have to check it out.
So the awards show is a separate ticket. You got to pay for it. You get a bag of swag. Mine's in my van. So I always buy 2 spots, one for me, one for my wife. This year it was really cool. Backpack again. Bunch of cool patches. Yeah, I got some trade socks.
Nice.
Dude, I thought those things were going to be cheesy and crappy. Dude, those socks are actually comfortable as hell.
Yeah, they look like high quality socks.
They were. They're thick, high quality socks. I wore them to the gym one day even. I was like, well, out in the barn, but
yeah,
I'm not going to wear them. I guess I may wear them to the gym one day, but.
No, those are cool looking socks. I saw that, and I saw a little bit of the other stuff that was in those bags, but that's cool that he includes that.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you're getting.
You can actually buy those. He has them listed on his website. I think they're like $60, and you get all the exact swag that was in them, which is really a deal.
Oh, okay. I might do that because I saw that, but I thought
it was hurry up. It ain't gonna last long.
I'm gonna get one right now.
It comes with like a door jam. So if you know what a door jam is, have you seen those? Those rubber things that go around the doors so you don't get locked out.
Yeah, I got it.
It comes with one of those. There's like T-shirt in there. There's like a ton of hats. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So check it out.
Okay, I might have to pick that up.
Alexander says January 19th through 22nd. Sorry, it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep. So put that on your.
I'll have to request time out. Chicago in January?
Yeah. Dang. That's why I'm getting a hotel next to the place so I can stay inside and get over there.
Yeah.
That's why you want to get it now. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago, but the convention center is like out on the lakefront, and it's like there's like kind of like a highway kind of blocking it off. So it's kind of weird to get there. So that's where NRA, the National Restaurant Association, is too. But there's shuttles from downtown that'll take you out there. But I don't even want to deal with downtown Chicago anymore than I have to.
Well, I've actually never been to Chicago, and I was considering going to it's the NRA that's there in May, right?
Yep, I'll be there.
This year. I was thinking about going there, but I hadn't been before, and I hadn't really seen a whole lot of information, so I was kind of undecided on it.
It's cool. It's nothing like AHR. It's mainly directed.
Mm-hmm.
NRA is mainly directed to like end users. So there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
business owners and stuff there. So it's not as friendly like to technicians and stuff as like AHR is. So like what AHR does really good is including the technicians and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like dealers only. You'd go there and it'd be all people in suit jackets and stuff, and sport coats and stuff. And now you're seeing guys like me and you running around,
Mm-hmm.
going to all the booths, having hangouts. And what they do better is they just include us. I mean, we're the people that are fixing the stuff, installing the stuff, working on the stuff. Why not include us into what's going on? So it only makes sense. I mean,
And
I wish.
look at how many people go to HR compared to, I mean, it's huge. I was listening to the Eric Ani's podcast with Ben Poole from HVC Tactical, and that's what they're talking about. So,
Dude, that was funny. So that chirp you hear, the Instagram chirp in the background, that's my phone.
Oh, okay. So you were there.
We were in the press room. They were in the press room recording. So I was sitting there eating breakfast with my wife, and we were there with Heather, Eric's wife, and we're like 3 tables away. We're trying to be quiet, and my phone goes off, and I look up, and Heather's like, "Oh, it's too far away. Didn't pick it up." And then I was listening to the video, and sure enough, dude, you could hear it plain as day go off.
That's you, man.
That was funny. So no, it's really cool. I mean, because there's 2 press rooms. There's one you can record in, and there's a normal press room where there's food and stuff. So if you go next year, you have to get a press pass and just put it underneath the podcast. But we'll get it all figured out when that day comes. But
okay,
because it's cool because you just go in you can get in 7 in the morning. You just walk right in, and the floor doesn't open up till 10 to the general public. So
so you can get them before everybody else.
It's cool walking the floor when no one's there. You
Yeah.
can just look at everything. It's just out there.
Yeah, I'm very sure I'll go. Well, pretty sure.
You're going.
Very sure. I'll go next year.
You're going. I'll have to harass your wife. Like, hey, can I come? She can come too.
Yeah, if I do go, she'll probably go too. And it's in Chicago, so that's an easy, influence. We've never been to Chicago, so.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go up Saturday, probably go up either Friday night or Saturday morning, and then go out to the mile or whatever it's called, Saturday, and then the rest of the time we'll be, hitting up the tactical awards. He's already said they're going to be there again, so we'll do that Sunday and then hit the show. I mean, I wish NAFEM and NRA would do more like what AHR does for technicians. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't have a podcast pavilion or a place we could record or try to get the technicians involved. I mean, we're the guys that are out here fixing the stuff. You think they want our input and stuff, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, these companies, they have these meetups, man, and all it is it's publicity, dude. They have a social media influencer meetup. They'll give something away. They try to get as many guys in there as possible, get the hype going. I mean, they'll be playing music. I mean, they'll have people talking. They do all kinds of stuff. Give away a tool. It's just publicity like crazy for these companies. I mean, I don't see why, some of these kitchen equipment companies don't get involved in that. I mean, it seems like we're just years behind the rest of the industry.
And it's like, if you look at, for instance, Vito is a good example. I mean, there's a ton, but if you look at Vito, for instance, the amount of press and marketing that Vito got for free. Well, I know they got to pay for the booth there, but aside from that cost to set up, that was input from technician to other technicians. It's people recording stuff, taking pictures of stuff. I mean, it's just marketing. Like you said, you set up a booth and then it'll just take care of it from there, which is, I don't know why you would pass that up or why you wouldn't try to push towards that.
I spent some money in that booth. I bought my son a TP XXL bag because they're selling, you get a little bit of discount if you paid cash at the show. So I was all over that. So I bought him a bag. I filmed some stuff, but I didn't get it out in time. And people were like, Adrian are already killing it. And everyone else is like, I'm not recycling the same stuff. So I just kind of chilled out on it. But it was cool. Their booth was pretty sweet. They had all the latest bags. They had their new stuff that hadn't came out yet.
They had that lunchbox.
Yeah, there's 2 sizes of the lunchbox. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. And I'm eyeballing that. I'm a Vito fanboy. If you haven't seen my garage, dude, I've got like 5 or 6 bags out there. My son stole one. I'm getting ready to ship my old bag out to a guy that had his tools stolen. Um,
Oh man. Oh,
so the guy that actually won the gift card gave it to the guy. His tools got stolen, and he's like, "Oh, he's gonna buy a bag." I was like, "No, don't buy a bag. Buy some tools. I'll send him a bag." So right now he's using like drill bags, and I gotta get this Vito shipped out to him.
What is the lunch boxes, the Vito boxes? Is it? Are they released yet, or is that the spring catalog?
No, so they had a whole bunch. They were in their lineup that hadn't released yet, so I think it's going to release. I think he said maybe. I think they released in like April. We'll do like a pre-order in April. I'm sure I'll pre-order one. That's what I did.
Wow.
That's what I did with the backpack wheeler that I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
And then that's what I did with last year. I seen the Tech XL wheeler, and I got that. I love that. I mean, the only problem is getting it out of the van because it weighs like 75 pounds. But
Yeah.
I need one of those wheelchair lifts where you can just swing
It's
the
just
crane
like
arm
put your
out,
bag,
just lets it down. But
put your Vito and your pack out on it, and just boom.
I was walking around the wet show today at Indy with the Vito bag. I was like, this is the only Vito bag on the wet floor. So what wet is, it's mainly like drain and stuff. It's big plumbing stuff. And it's going on at the convention center. And I was down there working today. And I was down there all day working, but I had to go get parts one time. So I swung through the rigid booth and got my picture taken at the rigid booth and stuff. And then I went back up and worked. And I came back down because I seen George the plumber was still there and he kept going live. So I had to find George because I've met him a couple times. He's a really nice guy. And so I went down there and I found George the plumber. He was hanging out with some other people. And I sat down and talked to them for a little bit and then talked to some people at the rigid booth and got some pictures taken. Dude, the rigid booth was cool. People kept bringing their kids in, man. Like little girls, little boys. They were bringing their kids in and getting pictures taken. And it was awesome.
Oh dang! With those wrenches,
Yeah,
those big pipe
big
wrenches.
styrofoam wrenches, man. Those things are huge.
Dang, that's pretty cool though. Did they have like a bunch of product there? Or is it kind of
Oh
like
yeah, they had
AHR? Or is it
everything,
just...
dude. They had the new RP 115, the little press tool they got now. They'll do like half 3/4 copper and like pure flow up to 1 inch and stuff. They had that. That was a pretty cool little tool. If I did like residential and I didn't do what I did now, I'd probably buy that because it's a really cost effective tool for what it does, what you get. But it's not going to help me out because I need to do copper up to 2 inch. I need to do mega press gas up to 1 inch, and then
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna get a bigger press gun because I want the capabilities of going up higher. I want to be able to get the C1 jaws where I can do the compact places, and I'm not sure. I got some stuff in the works. We'll see what happens, but I want to be able to eventually, to do pretty big gas stuff too. So I'll have to get the booster or whatever they call it. I don't know. I'll have one here soon to play with, but we'll see. I'm just sick of getting burn permits, man.
Yeah. On the gas, you're talking about the gas fittings. So they can mega press or pro press gas fittings now?
Yeah, it's mega press. It's a special sealing element and everything for gas, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually rated to be a swing joint, so you can actually spin it and it won't leak. It's
I think I
cool.
saw that. I think I saw that, but with the copper. I think the Viking pipe fitter posted that.
No, you can't do it with copper because the copper is like a
Or
hexagon.
maybe it was the gas.
It was the gas
Okay.
one. It's cool because you don't have to clean it down to bare metal. As long as it's not scratched up or anything, you just kind of clean it up a little bit and you can just press right on it. It's sweet.
That's great. What stuff? Can you do like 3/4 and stuff with that?
Oh, you can do that. Depending on what gun you have and what like the booster, you can go up pretty high with that. So
And you just cut your threads off, clean it up.
yeah, you just cut your pipe, you ream it, deburr it, you take the sandcloth, clean it up, and just mark your insertion depth and go to town, man.
That's nuts. They're doing it for gas now. So
They're doing it for like stainless steel fittings, stainless steel lines. They're doing it for all kinds of stuff, dude. Today he posted a video. They have a hand pump, so if like you're working in an explosion area and you can't have no sparks, they have a hand pump version now for doing like mega press and everything. You just pump it. It's just like a little pump, and it pumps, and once it clicks, it opens back up on its own, and go on to your next one.
that's crazy. I mean, it's probably just the way of the world, like you said. No burn permits. It's safer. And what's his name? Colton, Viking pipe fitter.
Yeah, Colton.
That's what he posted that, and I think Vega posted as well. It's just we don't know what we're breathing in is gonna cause long-term effects, like when we're braising.
Oh yeah, if you read the warnings on those things, it says all kinds of things. I mean, they all say Prop 65 or whatever it is for California. I mean, I'm breathing in that flux and all that shit. I mean, that shit ain't good for you. So
it's not. I think he said something. He was talking about welding rods. He said if you look on the side, it says can cause Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you that, like when you buy it or when
no one tells you that at trade school.
Yeah, you're just going, doing your thing, and then down the road it'll catch up to you most likely, or if you're lucky, it won't.
Good luck proving where it came from. Yeah.
Exactly. Better be safe than sorry. I mean, I think it is like I don't press anything now because I don't really do that enough to necessitate getting a press gun, but I'm honestly considering it. I mean, especially if you can do it with gas, you can do it with drains.
So you can rent the press guns from most of your big plumbing supply houses. Like, if you have Ferguson down there,
we do, yeah.
You can rent the press gun and everything from Ferguson.
Oh, can you really?
So if you have a job where you don't want to get burned for it, you can just go to Ferguson. You can buy the fittings. You can rent the press gun. It's much, and then depending on what jaws you want.
I might try that if I, like a drain line or,
That's what I do right now, but hopefully I'll have a gun here soon. I won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And you can get those Viga fittings at Lowe's now, can't you?
Home Depot.
Home Depot, that's right.
Yep, you can get Viga at Home Depot. Most of your supply houses. I have to look and see. But yeah, I know you can buy them at the counter at Home Depot. I was in Home Depot this morning and spent way too much money.
I saw that. It was like $700 or something.
Yeah, I went in for a pipe wrench and came out with way more. It's terrible. Dude, because I'm like, I do the loop. I'm like, okay, let's go to electrical tools. Let's go to plumbing tools. Let's go to HVAC tools. Let's go to power tools.
Yeah.
So
what gets you is Home Depot, like Christmas time. That's like because they got all those displays out and you see nothing but red in there.
Oh yeah.
You almost got to put on freaking blinders and just go straight to what you need. And then
I went to the storage compartment. They had all the wall stuff for the pack out in there. I was like, God dang it, here we go.
Here we go. Here it is.
Yeah. So it was fun. They have a 12-volt setup. It comes with like a 3 amp and a 5 amp hour battery, but it's small. It's actually a 1/2-inch drill with hammer drill. And it's compact.
Oh wow.
I was like, because every time I have to use a hammer drill, I bust out the big M18 fuel.
Yeah.
It weighs like 12 pounds. And I was like,
it's an M12 hammer drill?
Yes, M12. It's a 1/2-inch chuck and everything. And then it comes with that, and then it comes with, the quick change 1/4-inch chuck, impact. So.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how that is. I'd be interested in trying that out. I mean, it's got to be.
I almost bought it. I didn't need it, so I do it. I was standing there waiting for someone to come unlock the cage. I was like looking around, like it was like 6:45 this morning. I was like, someone sees me standing here, come unlock the cage. No one came unlock the cage, luckily, so I walked off.
Yeah,
but you got those two batteries that came with. You get the 3 amp hour and a 5 amp hour, and then you got like another 5 amp hour for free. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's what I get you. It's like, you buy this and then you get this, and every time, dude, it gets me.
Yep. Like I said, Christmas time, they're like, if you buy this set, you'll get a battery and a pack out organizer. And you're like, damn, why not?
That's what I did last year. You spent so much money. I forget where I got it from. You got the pack out tote crate. So I bought the pack out, the base unit, and then one other thing, and then I bought the wall mount kit. So in the back of my van, I put the wall mount kit up on the back wall, and then I put that crate there, and then my parts that are for jobs or I use on jobs or I take back to the shop, I throw in that crate so they don't get mixed in my trucks like parts, don't have to worry about them. So when I get to a job, I just reach up in there and I can grab the parts off, or I pull the whole thing down and go through it and get the parts I need. So
is that the big crate or the?
Yeah, it's a big crate.
Yeah.
It's just like two milk crates side by side. It's pretty good size, but I mean, it's up on that wall. It's tight. It's not going anywhere. So
yeah. I actually have a few of those, but they're the rigid. They're not the Milwaukees. I bought like 2 of them. They're not bad. I mean, they're pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
I think they look a little cooler.
I use milk crates, dude. I'm terrible. Yeah. But in the back of my van is like all kinds of milk crates. I got milk crates I keep my bottles in, like my extra Nitrogen bottles stay in milk crates. Nitroacetylene and oxygen bottles stay in milk crates. And I'm terrible. I just keep them in milk crates. I mean, it works. It keeps shit out of the middle of the floor. Keeps them rolling around. So I've got so much parts and tools in my van that my shelves are like jam packed full. So
they're good for tanks. Milk crates are great for tanks.
yeah, and sit on.
Yeah, and set on. I usually use a bucket. You know what I'm saying? It's got a little bucket with the United buckets with the top on it. It's the best seat you can get. You can actually buy a seat to go on top of a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, I used to have a big fold-out camping chair. I used to do a lot more rooftop stuff. You're waiting on a vacuum or whatever, dude. I'd pop up that Subco umbrella and a fold-out lawn chair, and I'd be sitting in the shade just like playing on my phone.
Yeah.
No one can see you up there, so it don't really matter.
Man, I bought one of those Subco umbrellas, but I got the blue one. And then like 2 weeks later, they came out with the black one. I was like, damn it. the Trade Fox one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to justify just buying the other one. And I'll
So
just have two.
I had a black, I won a black one and I gave it away in a giveaway.
Oh. Should have kept it, man.
Yeah, I was trying to grow the channel, man, giving away stuff. So I don't think it worked, but hey, we're here.
Hey, that's what I was thinking about doing, a giveaway, but I don't have some stickers and stuff made up. I was working on getting a new logo, but I don't know. I might keep it simple. We'll see.
I was waiting to get nailed from mine because I had rationale training last week and I had my laptop out and I have a big sticker, my logo on the back of the laptop. Yeah. And I sat front row and I had it open and teacher's right there. And I was like, well, let's see if I get a cease and desist letter.
It's coming. It's in the mail from
Germany. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to frame it if I get one. It's going to be framed and on my desk when I get my office built. So.
Can they do that? Well, I guess it's their likeliness.
Oh, you can clearly tell. I mean, look at my logo. You can clearly see what it is. I mean,
yeah,
that little Indian dude didn't care.
Yeah, the word won't get out. No. But I wonder, like, if you grow so big, will they even, if they see it, would they care, or would they?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see eventually. So my takeaways from NAFEM. A lot of new equipment's coming. A lot of robots. Middleby had all their robots. They had a pizza robot. They had their fryer robot. New combi ovens, new manufacturers come to the game. It's the same as every year. It's always new, latest and greatest. Fry Masters got some pretty cool stuff coming out their fryers. Going to be modulating fans, that kind of stuff. Try to get some more efficiency out of them. So they're going from a single burner from a single blower to a dual blower. So it's going to be kind of cool. What else? It's just new equipment everywhere. And then AHR is cool. I mean, I hung out to some tool companies I do some stuff with. I'm trying to do some stuff with, but AHR is pretty much just a social event for me, man. I just try to network with who I can, see who I can. Met so many cool people in the industry. That'll be your biggest thing. When the first year you go, you'll be like, who is this? You'll see people and from Instagram. Yeah. I'm a shy person in public in general. So it's like I wouldn't talk to anybody. And Dave, my buddy Dave, Fuser HAC, he was like, no, go talk to him. Go get a picture. I was like, oh, I can't do that. He's like, no, you're going to do it. He kind of talked me into it. Just like today, I went down to the Rigid booth and I had Maddie from Rigid take my picture, and I didn't say nothing to her who I was or anything. And I made a post and tagged her. And I sent her a message like, hey, sorry to introduce myself. I'm super shy. She goes, oh my God, I didn't even realize that was you. I was like, I'll be back down. So I came back down. I got done working and I sat in the booth for about an hour. And I talked to her. She's like, I can't believe you're shy. I was like, oh, I'm terrible, man. In person, I am absolutely terrible.
That's kind of how I am too. It's like, sometimes, I'm getting a little better, but a lot of times, like, it's just a lot easier just to lay low. But you can't really do that, especially, because everyone's cool. It's, community, just, especially something like that. Everybody wants to hang out,
Yep.
It's a big,
Yep, AHR is a huge hangout, man. And there's parties at night, too. So these manufacturers will have parties. I went to a couple. We went to RLS, Paul and Jessica and the crew over there. They did a fantastic job. They had a Top Golf. So we rented about half of a floor of Top Golf, man. And it was just hanging out, drinks, food, talking, Top Golf. I'm terrible at golf, but, I was there. I did the Vega party. They rented a whole bar out, and it was just absolutely insane. So it's a wild time. So hopefully you come next year.
Yeah, I'll be at that one. It seems like it's just more about hanging out and having fun and networking and meeting people.
Yep. I mean, and meeting manufacturers. There's a lot of tool manufacturers. I'm there more for the tools because I don't do a ton of whole HVAC stuff. I mean, I do a little bit. I mean, there's some refrigeration companies there that I've done stuff for, so I'll talk to them. But mostly just the tool companies and some of the people I want to try to work with, and just meeting other content creators, dude. It's a blast just talking to guys that have these huge followings, and here I am like 3,000. These guys are like 100+ thousand, and they're the coolest people you can find. So,
did you hang out with Jeff J. Dim there?
yeah, I hung out with Jeff a little bit at the RLS Top Golf thing. See him running around the booths and everything else. DeWalt had all their new stuff out too. I guess DeWalt's come out with a compact press gun for water and stuff. I mean, it's just Milwaukee didn't have a booth there. Rigid didn't have a booth there this year, but Insta Crew and YouTube peeps, yeah. So it's neat, man. It's just a lot of cool stuff. So
yeah, I'll have to check it out next year. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll probably do the Tactical Awards too, just because that looks like, the Grammys for tradesmen.
Yeah, and next year he's talking about doing an after party afterwards, so we can just hang out and then not rush to leave. That's what kind of sucked. The awards are over. They turn the lights on. They're starting to tear shit down. Like get out, and he don't want to deal with that next year. So that should be a cool part.
That thing's gotten huge since he started it, so it can only get better.
Yeah, Ben does a lot of cool things for the community, man. He talks about building the community, and he really is. He really is trying to foster and grow this community. He talks about haters on Facebook. Stay on Facebook. We don't want you over here on Instagram, kind of shit. It makes sense.
Man, Facebook. I try not to post on anything, any groups, because it's all just. You could post like a picture perfect job, and they're just like, "Oh, I would have ran the drain to the left."
Oh yeah, you ask a legitimate question, and they're all like, "Are you fucking stupid? It's a TXV." I'm like, it's not even to fucking have a TXV. It's people being assholes. I'm like, oh, it's so toxic, dude. And I have to do it just to promote this stuff out there, or I wouldn't do it, man. They're just. I post some of these groups, and these guys just jump on there and just bash me. I'm like, what do you do? Like, you have nothing to do with this. Just stay out of it. But it is what it is.
It's just a job to them. That's what it is, But I have noticed, like, I'm in that pro restaurant technician group or whatever on Facebook. Those dudes are pretty cool. I think everybody keeps it chill in there. And
there's a couple guys I want to skewer every time I go in there because they're just like,
really?
they have no clue. They have no clue, and I want to correct them. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Well,
if it gets too out of hand, like them telling like crazy shit they shouldn't do, I try rein it back in. But
yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm going to get off here. I'm tired. 4 o'clock life's kicking my butt here lately.
Oh, you got to do it again in the morning.
Yep. So thanks for coming on, guys.
All righty, man.
See ya.
See ya.
So